All right. Hey, YouTube, I'm Lucky, and if you didn't know, now you do. The Reed's Regret Adept is the most powerful linear fusion rifle inside Destiny 2, so get to farming for this if you want to have the most powerful weapons, right? If you want to have God roll of everything, especially the things that matter, this is the meta weapon for PvE, the strongest weapon you could possibly use in the power ammo slot. I'm going to cover all of those details right now. So first up, we're going to go over the God roll in just a minute, but before, we need to go over a little history lesson. We have the Reed's Regret, and its counterpart was the Threaded Needle, okay? The Threaded Needle was the strongest linear fusion, the one you wanted to go for. It had the God roll of Clown Cartridge Vorpal if you wanted to have a little more burst DPS, or if you wanted to, not have to reload it, you could use auto-loading Vorpal, which personally that's the one I like to use quite a bit. But now Vorpal has been nerfed by Bungie. Vorpal does 15% on special ammo weapons, 20% on kinetic weapons, but only 10% on power ammo weapons. So it's just based on which weapon is using it. And for that reason, the Threaded Needle is now thrown by the wayside. F's in the comments for the Threaded Needle. If you had a God roll, go ahead and, don't dismantle it. Maybe just hang on to it just in case, right? But, let it collect some dust in the vault and get out there and get to farming for the Reed's Regret now. This is the weapon to go for. Firing line has been fixed. It is now a 20% buff to those precision shots. So that's double the amount of damage from Vorpal. So it's easily the better choice, okay? And the roll you're going to want to chase for, we'll get to that in just a moment. The roll you want to chase for is so strong and the best overall damage output. The only weapon that can sort of outclass it is the Sleeper, but that's only because Focusing Lens is a seasonal mod for this season. And Focusing Lens says right here, it buffs your light abilities. They do bonus damage against combatants affected by stasis. But Reed's Regret is a stasis weapon, so it actually doesn't get buffed by that. So for that reason alone, for this season, the Sleeper is just slightly better. But after this season and every season after that, the Reed's Regret will be the most powerful linear fusion. And even right now, it does have some better burst DPS because the Sleeper has a little bit of slow charge time. But you can get some crazy rolls with this Reed's Regret. You can actually do better burst DPS in certain situations. So keep that in mind. Focusing Lens probably gives Sleeper a little bit of an advantage, but after this season, this is the one to get. So right now, while it's available this week and while you're waiting for the Witch Queen to come out, make sure whenever the Reed's Regret is available during the Trials weekend, you get out there and get to farming it, because getting the God roll of the Adept version is so sweet and going to be worth it for sure, okay? So we got that nerf, and you can throw the mod on it as well. Keep that in mind, that on the Adept specifically, you can put Adept Big Ones, which deals increased damage to like majors and bosses. So it's an amazing mod, only available on Adept weapons, time loss weapons as well. And that's what gives this a significant advantage over any other power linear fusion. So let's go ahead and jump into what the exact God roll is that you're going to be looking for and chasing after. We got D2 Gunsmith pulled up here. Firing line, of course, the best perkin slot. Triple tap is the roll to go for. I unfortunately don't have that. I have a roll that has Clown Cartridge, which isn't too bad, but triple tap is definitely the nicer option here. There are two different schools of thought of how to, go about speccing out the magazine or the masterwork for this, or the battery rather in the masterwork. I'm personally under the opinion that the faster the charge time, the better, because that just fires the weapon faster. It's faster burst DPS, and a lot of times bosses, they have immunity phases, so you're just trying to just pump out as much damage as possible. So personally, I would choose accelerated coils. It can be arguments made for other batteries though. And then I would probably pick something like Fluted Barrel. Really, the barrel doesn't matter much at all, though. It just gives you some more handling. And then I would choose a Charge Time Masterwork. This roll right here is going to be so nasty if you're using it currently in this season, but especially in further seasons. So this might be one of the best weapons to use to beat the Witch Queen raid. I would almost be willing to bet that we will be using this at some point in time during that Witch Queen raid. This is going to be such a strong weapon, and make sure you get out there and get to chasing for a God roll of this bad boy. Like I said, I don't have the exact God roll I'm looking for. I've got Clown Cartridge Firing Line, and then I do have a regular Reed's Regret that has triple tap Firing Line. So this is the exact roll I would want, but then I can't put that Adept Big Ones on it. So big unfortunate for me, but let me know down in the comment section below, will you chase for the Reed's Regret now that you know that it is the strongest power ammo weapon for melting bosses? Right now, if you want to melt the dungeon boss, if you've used this bad boy, you'll definitely see this thing is nasty, especially if you get a good roll of this. But will you go out there and will you farm for this in the meantime while you wait for Witch Queen to come around? It's a pretty dry season out there. Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts on this video. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.